morning, seventh graders. We're going to do our first digital citizenship lesson of the year. We're actually going to combine two lessons into one this time since we have a little bit of extra time and I'm gone today. The first lesson is going to be about finding balance in our digital lives and creating a personal challenge for your media use. The question we're looking at today is, what is your strategy for finding media balance? How can you balance living your life and also being on media? So let's take a look at these three things. What makes a healthy media plan for me? First of all, what? What are the media you're consuming or creating? A lot of you are on your iPads all day long because that's part of your school. But are then you also on your phones or your gaming systems or YouTube or things like that outside of school? For example, are you watching a movie, searching for videos on YouTube, playing online games? What devices are you using to consume or create the media? And then when? When are you consuming or creating the media? What day of the week? What time of day? What else is happening at this time? Example, is it during dinner time, right after waking up in the morning, etc.? And how much? How much are you consuming? How long did you spend consuming or creating the media? And how often do you consume the media? Those are all things you need to consider as you make a healthy media plan. Here at the end of this lesson, you're going to have some time to really take a look at your media use, how it makes you feel, and then create a plan. Let's take a look at this graphic. This is daily time in the app for happy and unhappy users. Now, this is from 2018, so it is quite a while ago. I would be interested to see if it has changed any, but you can see the happy faces. Those are the people that are happy when they're using these apps. The sad faces are obviously the people that are unhappy when they're using the app, and you can see the correlation there. When the average number of minutes per day increases, the unhappiness increases. So that's really interesting. Think about your use. Is that the same for you? I know it's really easy to think, no, I love being on my phone. I love playing my games. Yes, but overall in your life, does it make you happier the more time you're in it or unhappier? Just something to think about. All right, the second, the second topic today we're going to talk about is your social media life and pausing and thinking when we're on social media. So the question we're looking at here is, how does social media affect our relationships? Social media, first of all, are websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. So things like Snapchat, Instagram, those are probably the most popular for you. YouTube, Facebook, X, and there are lots of others, but those are examples of social media. Next, we're going to watch this video, and as we're watching it, I want you to think about, what did the teens say were some benefits of social media? It's not all bad. Social media is awesome. I run a group called Crew that we want to be on social media, and we want to use social media to promote our school. So there are definitely benefits of social media. But then what do these teens also identify as problems or drawbacks?
I like to communicate with my friends on social media, and that really makes me feel less lonely.
The thing I love most about social media is to stay connected with my friends.
Over spring break, I broke my phone and I didn't have it for a week, and everyone thought I was dead. It was just so impossible to contact me.
I do get like a little stressed, like when there's this huge thing that's awesome and I can't be a part of it. And that's kind of worrying. That gets like worrying sometimes.
After getting my phone, in-person interactions, it's been replaced by text and call and FaceTime.
I'm always with my friends, but when I'm not with them, I'm always talking to them on social media.
It's a lot easier to
just meet up with people wherever you are, as long as you have a way to connect with them. So whether that be texting or Snapchatting or calling them, it's really easy instead of having to like communicate through your parents.
I would say it's very normal in today's world to be hanging out with people that you're close to or even not so close to and have moments where you're both just silently sitting on your phones.
I don't really feel pressured by my friends directly to be on social media, but sometimes I'll see them get out their phone and like start looking at Instagram or something.
I think when it fills that space, there's nothing inherently wrong with it, but I do see now that seems, when that's the extent of what you do with a person, that's when it starts to bother me.
Me and my friends are on our phones a lot at the same time. I honestly don't really know why we do it while we're together, but we do.
I get like stressed out, like, oh, I'm probably missing this big thing and I can't comment on it or anything like that.
It always looks more fun when you're not there.
Even if they're doing homework, it makes it seem like they're having a great time doing whatever they're doing.
I generally don't really get that jealous of when I see like photos of my friends together. That doesn't really bug me. I definitely do check it, and sometimes I get sidetracked.
It still sucks to see that 3 or 4 of your friends are out going shopping and you're not there.
People that I know actually worry about how many followers they have compared to other people, and like if they're not getting as many messages, and it just causes so much unnecessary drama, I would say.
Followers isn't like what you should be worrying about. It should be worrying about like being with your friends and things that you like to do, like basketball or reading or other things.
If you are on your phone all the time, you will just tend to feel more lonely, low energy.
I sometimes wish that it wasn't a thing so I could just hang out with my friends and play basketball or do other things like that.
Okay, so one negative part of social media, as shared by the teens in the video, is the feeling that you have to be on social media all the time. Some other things that they shared were that it can be distracting. You feel like you have to be on it. There may be pressure to be perfect. There's pressure to look like your life is great, and it can even make you feel sad or depressed. So those are some of the drawbacks. Some of the benefits that they talked about is connecting with friends, sharing pictures of what you were doing or thinking, sharing exciting things you're doing, and staying up to date on the latest happenings. So if we look at some of those drawbacks, especially when students or people feel like they need to be on social media all the time, that can lead to something called oversharing, which is sharing personal feelings, information, or even experiences that later might make someone feel uncomfortable or regretful. Examples of oversharing might be things like if something happens and you're upset and you share those feelings in the heat of the moment. Sharing things you wouldn't really want everybody to see, like photos from a party of you acting silly or weird, and then those might get shared with a larger group of people you didn't necessarily mean to see it. Or sharing every detail of your life, like what you ate for breakfast every day or every thought that comes to mind. Those are some ideas of oversharing that may not be great to put onto social media. So what we're going to do now is I want you to think about the statements that I'm going to read and that are going to be on the screen, and we're going to reflect on your views about social media. There's no right or wrong answer because people have different opinions and experiences through social media, and there's not always a right or a wrong way. People just bring different experiences to these. So what we want you to do right now, I'm going to read these aloud, and I want you to give me a thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree, or sideways if you really don't know, you're undecided, or you could go either way. Okay? So here is the first one. Posting on social media allows me to connect with people who have the same interests I do. What do you think? Show me thumbs up, thumbs down, or sideways. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. If you're having a bad day, social media makes it worse. You scroll through and see how great everyone else's life seems. It's depressing. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or sideways? Okay, next. Building real relationships with people is much easier face-to-face. Those relationships are stronger and last longer. What do you think? Thumbs up to agree, thumbs down to disagree, or you're not sure, sideways. And the last one. Social media isn't really about connecting with other people. It's just about showing off who you want people to think you are. What do you think on this one? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or sideways? Okay, in the video, students talked about both positive and negative experiences using social media, and some of their negative experiences were caused by feelings of maybe being isolated or anxious or uncomfortable. So those feelings that a person might feel are called red flag feelings. A red flag feeling is when something happens on digital media that makes you unhappy, uncomfortable, worried, sad, or anxious. It's a warning that something might be wrong. Okay? So when you have a red flag feeling, it's important to slow down, to pause, and to think about how you're feeling. And if it is making you feel uncomfortable, get off of that social media, get off of that person's page. Just leave. Tell a trusted adult and make sure you trust your instincts and trust your guts when you get that red flag feeling. We know the power of words and actions. Keep that in mind as you're going through your social media and media. Okay, let's go back to where we started now with media balance. When we balance our media use, we're using media in a way that feels healthy and in balance with other life activities such as family, friends, school, hobbies, and others. A guideline, this is just a vocabulary word, is a set of criteria or a piece of advice for how to do something. Okay, so if you're setting guidelines for yourself, they're almost like rules or things that you want to follow to find that balance in our digital lives. So the first thing you're going to do today is your media choices inventory. And you're going to do this on your own. It does say in part 2 to do a partner discussion. We're not going to do that. You're going to do this on your own. And I am going to give these to Mrs. Entman to perhaps enter as a grade if she would like. So please make sure you finish these up today. In part 1, you're going to complete the first 3 columns to create an inventory of your media use yesterday, from morning to night. So we're just using yesterday as an example. You're going to go through this chart. What media did you use? When did you use it? How much time did you spend and how did you feel? So for example, if the media that I used was text messaging, in this example, it would be a group text with my friends about our fantasy football teams, morning for about 40 minutes. And then how did it make you feel? That sounds like pretty good, right? It probably, though, depends on the actual messages. If you were online gaming, that would be an example. If you were watching Netflix. So any type of media that you used, fill out this chart. Okay, then when you are done, you are going to look at the back of that worksheet and answer the 3 questions on the worksheet to map out your personalized media balance strategy, and then complete the personal challenge. So these are just guidelines you're writing for yourself. There's no right or wrong answer. You're just writing them for yourself so that you can be aware of balancing your media usage. Try to sit down for a few minutes, get those done. When you're done, you can hand them to the substitute, and then you can check out your books and read silently. Have a great day.